All right, it's Sunday afternoon. I'm going to have a go at the Observer's weekly Everyman Crossword. First, let's have the cryptic clue of the day. Last week, certain ancient emperors, specifically august Roman supreme leaders, well, the answer was Caesars. You had to take the leaders or leading letters of those first seven words, and the whole thing also describes the answer, so I think that qualifies as an and lit. This week, find item grim, gory innards, 8 letters. Find item grim, gory innards, question mark, 8 letters. Second is N, and the last is R. Oh, well done to Mike and Chris last week. All right, let's try this week's Everyman. We get our usual pop-up. Check my settings. Good to remember this time. All right, one across, not fully overhead. I'm never overhead. Oh, not fully suggests maybe a hidden clue. But I'm not seeing anything within the word overhead. Oh, I do see it. RHEA. Yeah, I think I might have misspelt that, but it's a flightless bird, and so it is never overhead. That's a tricky definition there. Far-sighted, not good, reckless, 4-5. I do like in these first two, we've had some repetition. Yeah, so maybe one of the recklesses is the definition. I'm wondering if the first one is an anagram indicator, but I don't see how that would be. What is farsighted doing then if it's not the definition? Just a charade word, something for farsighted. Not good could be NG. Could be a something ing answer. Don't see it. Wanting volume, Navy SEAL overturned study. Yes, the definition wanting. No, I don't get it. Books a vehicle in Clapham. Well, there's always, of course, the man on the Clapham omnibus. Books can be Old Testament, OT, New Testament. Yeah, maybe books is the definition. I hope we don't have to know the postal code of Clapham. I know sometimes is it the city comes up and you have to know it's EC. So I'm wondering if we put a vehicle, like a car. No. Oh, hold on. I'm just thinking back to the omnibus. When I was young, one of my favorite things, Dad would take us up to the library in Howth. And being young, I would check out the same books over and over. And one of them was a Woodhouse omnibus that I can't remember which of the Jeeves and Wooster novels were in it. But oh, I love that Woodhouse omnibus book. I must look it up to see if I can. I think it had a white cover, but anyway, I'm rambling. But I'm thinking an omnibus could be a group of books, and I think that Clapham omnibus, obviously, it's a very dated reference, but I think it's well known enough. Let's see if. Well, resistance units definitely would be ohms, and reported is a homophone, with East End telling us to say it in a Cockney accent, dropping our H from homes to get ohms. All right, so then maybe, let's see, car exam providing, the MOT is your test in Britain. Providing can be if, and a motif can be a recurring figure in literature or music, the plastic arts, I suppose. All right, hello, I see no weeding tool, you say. All right, well, yes, it's another homophone. And when I think of weeding tool, I immediately think of hoe. I was very happy when back when I had a garden, I got a $10 hoe at a local home supplies store. Anyway, I think this is going to be what hoe. Oh yeah, it's the type of thing you might see in Jeeves and Wooster. All right, Bob versus his uncle, pray. That's a lovely clue too. Pray. So maybe it is a phrase from a prayer. Hail something. Of course, referring to Bob's your uncle, but Bob versus his uncle. Oh, it's not Bob Cratchit. What's a So the 7-letter word ends in end something T. I think that must be against. Oh, now I know the Bob is Bob Hope, and I suppose his uncle would also be Hope. So to pray is to hope against hope. And I must remember now that the other long one will rhyme. I wonder indeed if it might be 2 rhymes of hope, rope, something rope, rope-a-dope. Employer of rod, on break, getting paid while idle. Who is the employer? Oh, and a rod without a capital R might be a fishing rod, so it could be an angler. But on break, getting paid. Is the definition getting paid while idle? Yeah, that's something like I don't know, by some British employment law you might get paid. Oh, I'm wondering now if on break could be an anagram indicator of employer of rod. I think it has to be employer of rod on if I'm counting correctly. And we do have a P and an O and an E to give us an ope. White punks on dope. Lope, mope. Nope. What's going to be that last? Yeah, maybe just rope, something, or maybe just while idle. Yeah, don't quite get it. Let's go back up. Actually, let's go back to the downs here. Excuse me, Doris. Boom. Oh, I'm wondering if boom as in a sudden growth. Excuse me. What's Doris doing? It's not an anagram. Oh, an excuse me is an old dance, isn't it? A gentleman's excuse me. Now let's try, oh dear, a Spooner's report of rugby somewhere in Trinidad. So I think it is going to be somewhere in Trinidad. I'm thinking, excuse me, port of Spain. And the Spooner would say sport of pain, which I suppose rugby is. All right, unaware of Victor, too bilious, seething. All right, I think it is going to be, well, I was going to say seething, but now I'm wondering if it's unaware of. Victor is usually V from, I always say the NATO alphabet. I think we all do, NATO phonetic alphabet. I just saw a video by the Rob's Words channel on YouTube, and it's really the International Civil Aviation Organization came up with the alphabet, and NATO adopted it, but I suppose it's too late now. But I'm wondering if, let's see, 11 letters, could seething be an anagram indicator? But I don't see a good 11 letters there. No. All right, let's go back to the across. Oh dear, there's mathematics involved. 60% of 3 and 80% of 50. Careful. Wow. Yeah. Well, 80% of 50 is 40. 60% of 3 is, what is that, 1.8 or something? But I think we have to write out the word 3. Yes, so I think it'll be THR. And then, yeah, 4 of the 5 letters in 50, of course. And if you're careful with your money, you are thrifty. All right, let me try my far-sighted. Oh, reckless. What is the headstrong, I would have said, or head reckless. But then what's far-sighted? No. How about my wanting volume? Navy SEAL. Oh, yeah, I wish I knew. I'm sure there is an abbreviation for a Navy SEAL. That's going to be overturned. I'm not seeing even a word that fits that. I'm going to have to come back to it. After degree, well, surely that's a BA. Fellow is F. Ran off is fled. And the definition is perplexed for baffled. Not to be sniffed at, question mark. Okay, I think this is just a cryptic punning definition. Yeah, I'm thinking something like odorous, odoriferous. Oh, maybe it's actually not that it has a terrible odor, but has no odor, odorless. Yeah, I think that must be it. I should definitely get this one. Wanting volume or study. Oh, study would be analyze, of course. So, how is this working then? Oh, yeah, I should have realized volume can be abbreviated to V. So we remove that from Navy SEAL and then we anagram it or overturn it. That's my unaware of. Ooh, oblivious to, I think. I think it is too bilious, and you add in the V for Victor. Yeah, I should have definitely worked that out. All right. Somewhat inconspicuous, a voyeur in hotel. All right, so somewhat is indicating a hidden clue, and with inconspicuous, a voyeur, we have the Savoy. Took another exam in weaponry from the East. Oh, well, from the East and an across clue can mean you read it backwards from west to east. Or sorry, from east to west. And the weaponry is a taser. And then when you read it backwards, you get to take another exam, reset. Head first, of course. Should have also made that out. It's again removing a letter and then anagramming. So you take the G for good from far-sighted, and then that is reckless or anagrammed. All right, here's excuse me. Doris Day. So I think it must be a boom. And then a 3-letter excuse me. Oh, what is that? Yeah, surely it's Doris Day. Boom. Is it like some kind of day, tea-day, wedding day? Yeah, but it's all one word. Now let's try elks added to resort, run. Well, resort could also be resort. So I think we're going to resort elks added, and I think that will give us skedaddle for run. Take back précis. And well, a précis is, I suppose, a quick description of something. I'm just wondering about a resume. Now, I know a resume usually of your career and education, but I'm wondering about resume and resume. Oh, I think you can like resume ownership, so take back in that sense, perhaps. Let's see, nominates Liberal for Midwestern state. Oh, I think it might be a Midwestern state, and here's where I go. Show my ignorance of US states. I'm not thinking of one that's going to be E something O Midwestern. Now, sometimes the setters have mislabeled US states, but what could that be? Now, it could also be a word for nominates, and we have to have L or lib for liberal. For might just be a linking word. Oh, why can I not see what state? Minnesota, of course. Is Minnesota Midwestern? Possibly. Let's see. Liberal nominates liberal. Oh, it's a nice anagram of nominates, and liberal is the anagram indicator. All right, relative, crazy. Looking back, not so crazy. Oh, I think maybe we have to reverse relative and crazy. And then we get a word that means not so crazy, which surely would be an ER. I'm wondering if relative could be REL. And then what's crazy? And then what's when you reverse it, not so crazy? No, don't get it. Rats in pasturage. I don't get that. Oh, I do. It's a rat, metaphorically, somebody who spills the beans or grasses. And pasturage, yeah, might be grasses. Hurt and depressed, English poet. I think hurt is mar, depressed is low, English is E for Marlowe. Christopher, I think. Drops of, not exclusively, gin, rosso, orange, naturally ice. So here's our primarily clue, but this time we don't get, primarily we get drops of, as in the first letter, and I think not exclusively, gin, rosso, orange, naturally ice gives us a Negroni. Regularly, Panic's elders displaying divisions in church. All right, I think if we take all the even letters from Panic's elders, we'll get aisles. Blanket for quail in nest. Oh, I don't think it's a hidden clue. Linne, I don't think that's a word. Blanket for quail. Well, to quail can be to shrink. No, don't see it. Oh, of course, I don't know if that L is right. That might help. Can it be a quilt? Oh, but then we would have a Q here. It doesn't seem right. No, I don't think it can be that. All right, here's my one that should rhyme with hope. Employer of rod, on break, getting paid while idle. Oh, money for old rope. Now, I don't quite get the definition, but I think it is the anagram of employer of rod on. Yeah, that looks right. Yeah, definitely money for old rope is you're getting money for something that really isn't worth what's being paid for it. Like old rope. I didn't know it had that specific meaning. Anyway, brother, that is mild cheese. Well, brother, as in a religious title, could be BR. That is IE. And I suppose brie is a very mild cheese. Hypothesis, every man cherished, not entirely. I think a hypothesis might be an idea. Every man referring to himself as I. And I think cherished might be dear, but not entirely. We drop the R. All right, we have our blanket for quail in nest. The blanket for a word could be the outer letters, maybe, but or is blanket the definition? Is at the back of my mind there is some word that is going to mean a blanket. Yeah, just, and then what is it? Is it quail the bird? I don't think so. All right, just 3 left. My relative, crazy, looking back. Oh, I'm just thinking about an L again. Oh, of course. It is a bird, or really any bird in a nest could be laying, be a layer, and a blanket can be a layer. All right, so assuming I'm pretty sure Port of Spain is right. Resume seems to be corroborated. All right, I'm going to pause, sip my water, and think about what the second letter might be. I actually got it by thinking about the letter here, which would make the, if I'm right, the start of a word for crazy. I tried B and I thought of bats, and then when you reverse all of it, you get stabler. All right, just my Doris Day. Oh, doesn't wake me up before you go mention Doris Day and you put the boom boom into my heart. Such stupid lyrics, but I still remember them all these years later. Um, yeah, excuse me. And then boom. All right, I'm going to pause again and think about that first letter. My goodness, yeah. Not the most obvious. Yeah, I was really thinking of excuse me as asking to be excused or something, but it's just calling for attention. Hey. And then with day, I suppose the boom period of something could be its heyday. All right, that was tricky. We don't have the check all button, but I feel fairly confident in that. But if I made a mistake, please let me know. Anyway, thanks as always for watching and have a great day.